My amazing wife was in her 9th month of pregnancy with our 9th child in the summer of 2001. We were still living in Cadereyta at the time, and were all looking forward to the blessed event. I was scheduled to make a trip to the border pretty soon, but I didn't want to risk missing the birth of our child, so I waited to see what the doctor had to say before I left. Dawn went to see our family doctor there in town who had delivered the last 3 of our children. He told her everything looked fine, no signs of any uterine activity, no contractions, no dilation of the cervix. In fact, the baby had not even dropped into position yet. It would probably be at least another few days before she went into labor. With this information, I felt better about making the drive to the border the next day, picking up the people I needed to meet and driving back to Cadereyta. I wouldn't be gone more than 6 hours or so at the most. So the next morning, I said goodbye to Dawn and the kids and jumped in the van and headed toward the border. Dawn went about her business at home, doing laundry, homeschooling, and housework. I made it to the border, but as usual, there was a long line of cars at the international bridge waiting to go through customs and immigration. It was the last day of August, and it was brutally hot. I finally made it through immigration and was in the U.S. I met the folks who wanted to come visit our missionary work in Mexico, and I think we had lunch together there in Texas before heading across the border again back into Mexico. Again, we had to wait about an hour on the bridge before we could finally get on the road into the interior of Mexico. I normally would have taken the free road back to Cadereyta to save money, but because I had guests visiting, I took the toll road to save time and get back home to my family. The sky was also getting dark with storm clouds rolling in, and if we got caught in the rain, the toll highway was a safer option. About halfway home, I gave Dawn a call to let her know we were on our way. She told me she wasn't feeling well and was going to lie down. I told her we would see her in a few hours. Then the rain came. It poured. Even with the wipers on high speed, visibility was practically zero. I just wanted to get home as soon as possible, so I drove as fast as I could in spite of the rain. My companions felt that I was driving too fast under the conditions and urged me to slow down in no uncertain terms. I eased up on the gas, but they were still holding on for dear life with very fearful expressions on their faces. We finally made it home several hours later than planned because of the inclement weather. I don't recall what I did with our guests, but went right in to check on Dawn. She was in bed resting, but was visibly uncomfortable. I asked if she wanted to go back to the doctor, but she said she just wanted to rest. About an hour later, one of the kids told me that Mommy was calling me. I went upstairs to see what she needed. She told me she was having some strong contractions and felt like she was going into labor. We were prepared. We had everything all ready to go. This was our conversation. "Dawn, that's wonderful. You are in labor. I am so glad I made it home in time. How far apart are the contractions?" "I don't know. Pretty constant, I guess." "Okay, well, let me call the doctor and tell him we are on our way." "No, wait. Let's get you in the car and head over to the clinic." "Paul, let me just grab your bag." "Paul, good thing it's already packed." "Paul, I feel like I want to push." "No, that can't be. Remember what the doctor said yesterday." "I want to push." "Dawn, wait. Let me call the doctor and see what he says." "Paul, this baby is coming right here." "But Dawn, right now." "Wait, let me at least wash my hands." I ran to the bathroom and scrubbed my hands as fast as I could. I looked in the mirror and told myself, "You got this." I grabbed some clean towels and ran back to the bed. Dawn was already bearing down pretty hard. I put the towels down and prayed, "Lord, please help us deliver this baby safely right now." Within moments, his head crowned and turned, and out popped our son, Joseph. We cried tears of joy as we welcomed our precious little boy to the world. He was beautiful, and he pinked right up. It was a perfect textbook delivery, except for the fact the whole labor was maybe only 20 minutes long. We wrapped him up and invited the girls to come in to meet their new, little baby brother. Our doctor was out of town anyway, in Monterrey, because he never imagined Dawn would go into labor the day right after he saw her. Later that night, our pediatrician and his wife came over to check the baby and weigh him. They brought us a bottle of wine to celebrate the arrival of the newest member of the family and our successful, unplanned home birth. Little Joey was our second son. He arrived 9 years and 6 sisters after his brother, who went home to heaven in 1992. We were all so excited to finally have another boy in the family, and we thanked God for him and his safe arrival. Joey was by far the fastest labor and delivery of all our 11 children. Today, Joey is a wonderful young man and who has blessed our home and our family in so many ways over the years, along with his 8 sisters and 2 brothers. He is now married, making music, and flying airplanes. God is so good, and children are a wonderful blessing and heritage of the Lord. Thank you so much for listening to this true story from Memoirs of Mexico. If you enjoyed this story, or if it was a blessing to you, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. That would be a blessing to me. I upload a new true story every day. If you like to read, you can also order Memoirs of Mexico in paperback or ebook on Amazon.com. There's a link in the description. Thanks again for listening.